All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of the Wrestling Marks of Excellence here on Fox Sports Radio, 1340 AM, 96.9 FM. Always with me, the wizard himself, nephew Corey, and my main man, Champ Creed, looking like Sub-Zero. What's up, Champ? Part of Retribution tonight, huh?
What's going on, man? What's going on?
Nothing much, man. What's going on, Corey?
Not much, man. Just enjoyed the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. I actually did enjoy it. I didn't have no into that.
Yeah, definitely enjoyed the pay-per-view, man. I thought it was a good pay-per-view from the beginning to the end. Solid pay-per-view. Got a lot of got some what we wanted a little bit tonight. We got Bianca Belair winning the Royal Rumble, which is good. Champ, I thought about you from the last time we did a show where we talked about Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. Hopefully we get that, how Bianca does it better than Sasha.
Yeah, man. I think that we all kind of like saw this coming, and I think that's what we're gonna get. And I think it will be a passing of the torch because I believe Sasha Banks is going to Hollywood, man.
Yeah,
I can agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we can agree with that because I think this week it says she's coming out with her Star Wars toy. It is supposed to be coming out. So Sasha may be going to Hollywood. But Bianca Belair, man, look, I think WWE's hitching the wagon to her. I think a couple months ago they've been trying her with Bayley and got a good reaction from the crowd and the internet and social media. I love to see the fact that Bianca Belair will be in the women's main event at WrestleMania.
You know what's funny with Bianca, which, as you all know, she was my pick. It seems like with Bianca Belair, she's almost, and hear me out, she's almost like she's basically Cesaro, but they're going to give her the push.
Mm-hmm.
I disagree with you.
You said what?
I disagree with your assertion of her being Cesaro.
Why you say that? Why you disagree?
I don't think she's Cesaro. I see a little bit of Hogan, man.
I wouldn't go that far. But okay, we can disagree.
I see a raw connection with the fans. I see it very early. I see like the fact that she can actually go is a plus. So in terms of your comparison to Cesaro, I see that. But she has what only comes around maybe once or twice a generation, and it's that pure white meat baby face sympathy and connectivity.
You see, here's the thing. With that, then I wouldn't go Hogan. I would say she has the work rate of Cesaro, and she has the fan connection of a Daniel Bryan. That's what I would say. She's that white meat baby face in terms of Daniel Bryan in 2014, where he could do no wrong, basically. That's what I would give her. She has Cesaro's work rate. She has Daniel Bryan's connection with the fans, and she's got basically Rock's charisma.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. That's pretty much her package right there.
Wait, and Beyonce swag.
Yeah, okay. I can agree with that.
Or not even Beyonce, Meg. Let's say Meg. And Meg the Stallion swag.
Yeah.
Yo, she is a Renaissance woman, dog.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's a Renaissance woman. She can. What is it that she can't do? I think she can do everything. If you give it to her, she can do it.
Yeah, and you know what? That's funny. That's why I just mentioned just now, even off the top of my head. That's why I mentioned Rock, is because her promos. I mean, they're up to date, but they're very baseline Rock-esque. That her attitude, her approach, her her demeanor against getting ahead of her opponents. Like it's very. She has some Rock tendencies in her that. I mean, that's great. And I just really think that.
And when she says something to her opponents in the promo or in the face-off, they're disarmed and they can't say anything back. So that's the same thing that used to happen with The Rock. They couldn't say anything back, and it's the same effect.
Yeah, they can't even clap back at her. They can't.
Hold on, shout out Darius. Was that Darius that just posted something?
Yeah, Darius said, that she is the female Cesaro. Female Cesaro is a great.
Thank you, Darius. I
player.
appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank
Yo,
you.
she
Darius
is.
with the hot tag.
She's that athletic though. She can do anything. She can do it in the ring, out the ring. If she got to make her own gear, she can make her own gear. If she got to wrestle somebody big, she can wrestle somebody big. If she got to wrestle somebody small, she can wrestle somebody small. She will be around for a long time. I just hope that they give her WrestleMania moment, that she get there, and it will be a WrestleMania moment for Bianca Belair, because she's had everything this year. I mean, look how she came in on the scene last year at the Royal Rumble and did what she did at the Rumble, eliminating 8 people there. It was great. I tell you who else shined tonight. Rhea Ripley came back on the scene tonight big, because you think about she had fell off a lot last year, but this year she's come back, and it was good to see Rhea Ripley could reassert herself in the WWE picture on the main roster.
Did she have an injury or something?
No, it was just, I think they put her on the main roster as a test last year to kind of give her a feel of something, but they wanted her to fine tune everything, and they had her back in NXT. Now she's going to be on the main roster. This is it for her now. She's up now.
Yeah, she got to be right. I think her being on the main roster is great. I think she showed a lot of how strong she was tonight. I mean, getting all the eliminations she had, she showed that she could compete and hang in the ring with the best of them. So I think Rhea Ripley on the main roster is good. And plus, it gives the women's division some fresh faces, because they need some fresh faces in the women's division. Because some of the faces that they need fresh faces. So it's good to see them there. Good to see Rhea Ripley. Is maybe we get a little small run for Victoria. You never know. Even though she looked a little bit,
never know.
No. Listen. I got a text from a homie. She was his favorite wrestler, female wrestler. I said she looked as agile as a barrel of rubber mallets. I think she's one and done. Let her go.
You never know with the WWE though. You never know. You said that. People said that about MVP last year, that he couldn't go, but look how he stayed around and stuck around. So it's what the fans want and what can catch on. So we never know with her if she sticks around. But it was good to see how some of the women. Good to see Ember Moon back on the main roster for one night. She was down in NXT, so it was good to see Dakota Kai got a little shine tonight. That was there. So it was good to see some of the surprises, more surprises in the women's Royal Rumble than the men, because we know the women had to fill out the roster. They didn't have 30 women was hard to come by.
Yeah,
it had to come by.
Definitely.
The other Royal Rumble, when I get there real quick, we saw in the end of the show, Edge wins the Royal Rumble, going from number 1 all the way to becoming the winner of the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Man, your guy starts on that. 2 years in a row, Edge steals the Royal Rumble. Didn't win last year, but he got the biggest pop and moment from last year's Royal Rumble by his return.
Yeah, I just, one of the first things I saw from that was that, they definitely want to, I'm okay with it, because, I mean, for him to come back from what he came back from, like, even 9 years or 10 years later, like, I can get with that. That's a true redemption. Anybody that can come back like that, that's a good thing. The other thing I saw on the low is even further of a thing of, man, they really trying to make sure Benoit is really away from the record books.
Yes.
Because
wow.
I mean, they can't just keep saying the Royal Rumble has the same amount, the same amount of people to win from number 1 as number 30 or whatever they be saying. But they can't just keep showing Shawn Michaels at number 1. So they're gonna show somebody else, and now they can show Edge at number 1.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's another reason why Edge won. But the other one, I think if we get Edge and Roman. I think we get Edge and Roman.
Here's my thing. I don't think the person that Edge faces is champion yet.
Oh, okay. Thoughts on that? Who you got?
I don't know. Oh, you see a snap. You see a wrinkle.
I see a wrinkle somewhere. I don't know who it's going to be. I won't go that far, but I don't think the person that Edge faces is going to be champion yet. Person that Edge faces is not champion going into Mania yet.
You don't think it's Spear versus Spear? Roman versus Edge?
No, and the only reason why I say that is because I think Edge wins the championship. So I don't think he's beating Roman for the championship. I really don't.
My man Jahidi
So you
chiming in.
think we're
Brother? What's up, Jahidi?
yo, Jahidi, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Thank you for checking us out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think he. Yeah, I
I
don't
think
think
my
that person's
thoughts.
champion yet.
I,
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I gotta agree with you, Corey, because
Mm-hmm.
I think that we got a long way to go. We got about like 68 days, 69 days, and we got what? One more pay per view in between,
I
right?
think two.
One more pay
Yeah,
per
too.
view. Yeah,
I
we got.
think it's
All right,
two.
so if we have
It's I
two,
think it's Elimination
yeah,
Chamber and Fastlane.
Yep.
yes. So whoever Edge is gonna face at WrestleMania, it will be whoever comes out of this elimination chamber situation. That's what I think.
Okay, I can see that.
I can say this. I think we
And then
all agree.
you still got Miz as the wild card too.
Yep.
Right. Well, Miz is the failsafe. Miz is if anybody gets hurt, anybody
Yep.
can't make it, somebody catch COVID,
Mm-hmm.
Miz is the one to go ahead and cash in and get it there. He's the
That's
fail.
a great point. Actually, that's a great point with the COVID thing. I think more than anything, that's an underlying reason why they put it on him. It's because he's always been so reliable. They're
Right.
probably like, listen, we're safe. He's a big enough of a name, and he's so plug and play that they're like, all right, if anything happens, we can throw Miz in there and we can keep rolling.
Yeah, we keep rolling. I mean, and that's the thing with Miz. I think Roman keeps the title until until whenever him and The Rock can get together. I think Roman will not lose the title. There's nobody on SmackDown right now, in my opinion, can take the title off of Roman Reigns where it makes sense. So Edge
Right.
will be on Raw. I still think, since using Corey's point, we still get Edge and Randy Orton at WrestleMania, but for the championship.
You know what? That's who it could be. That I couldn't even think of who it could be. I think actually somehow you might get a triple threat, and you might get the Fiend somehow integrated into that. I really think so.
Yeah, I see it will be a type of match that Edge was be in. Probably be another brawl or triple threat goes well with Edge being in that match since he's coming back his age and everything else. The triple threat will give Edge some time to recuperate. But it'll be great to see how the Fiend get integrated in that. And shout out to Drew McIntyre, big win against Goldberg tonight. I mean, start off the show actually was a pretty decent match, better than I thought. Better than I thought it would be. I think Goldberg coming back, people was like iffy on it, but hey, I can give my hats off to Goldberg and to Drew McIntyre for putting on a good opening match.
Yeah, I just think this was a transition to. I just think honestly they had nobody for Drew to face at the Rumble, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just I don't think they had anything substantial to make him do storyline wise to go from where he was up until the Rumble. So Goldberg was a quick, shock value plug in, and they got Drew over with that. It got Drew some fans back. I would think is I don't think anybody wanted to see Goldberg in that position. But I mean, back on the Rumble really quick. Shout out to
Okay.
Damian Priest. I think he had a great showing.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah, buddy.
I think Damian Priest is going to have the rocket on him. I do. I think he's going to get after that showing in the Rumble. I think he's going to get a major push right out the gate. He's getting pushed.
You just like him because he got the Shawn Michael gear.
Well, no, that's besides the point. but no, he really did. He had a strong showing for somebody debuting in the Rumble, pretty much. That was kind of like, oh, okay. Like it wasn't just he was in there and he kind of just meandered around and then got eliminated. Like he was an integral part in the Rumble. Like it was like, okay, he's one of those guys, and I'm sure Champ Creed will agree. He's one of those guys that Vince likes. He's that prototypical Vince type of guy that Vince sees star power on him and he sees championship material on him. He does. And you can see that just by the showing from the Rumble.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Champ.
And the one thing that I say when I explain him, he has a old school typical build in terms of his height and his stature. He has the believability, and he's got like that little edge to him. no pun intended. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
what you saw tonight is the Rocket being strapped up. He's going to the moon. He's going to debut on Raw, and he's just going to go. It the sky's the limit for him, you know. And as I
Yeah.
say this, there are clouds up there as I articulate where he's going.
Yeah,
Does
I
does he? I'll put it this way: does he now insert himself? I know we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. For you, Champ Creed, does he now insert himself in the Money in the Bank conversation this early?
No, not this early, but I tell you this much: I see an IC title run or US title run for him within the year.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, I can see that.
yeah.
I
That's
can
what I'm
see
about
Within
that.
to
the
say.
year.
Depends on what brand he goes on. If he goes on to if he goes on Raw, I can see him getting it from Matt Riddle, who I believe Matt Riddle will end eventually beating Bobby Lashley for the US title. So I see him, Damian Priest, maybe getting it off of Matt Riddle on there. I see Big E hanging on to it for a while. I do see Big E being the Intercontinental Champion at WrestleMania, just because. Um, I think we talk about Money in the Bank. I still think Money in the Bank is Sami Zayn's to get, because I like Sami Zayn. I think Sami Zayn is the Money in the Bank. I do think, and as we think about it, and you maybe think about it, Wizard, we get Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I think that's the
Yeah,
best.
I think we still get that regardless. Yeah,
I think we still get that regardless. Champ, I think I talked to you about that when we was on the phone. That we get Daniel Bryan. Whoever's going to win is going to be on the Raw brand.
and you know
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
And,
It's,
yeah,
it's
I can
built.
see
It's
that.
built in. It's a built-in storyline where you don't even have to do much to get it done. You know what I mean? So I
And,
agree. I think we
and,
still get that as well.
and you know what, guys? In hindsight, also, I can see now that, like you all were just saying, the winner of the Rumble, the SmackDown WrestleMania main event didn't need the winner of the Royal Rumble. It didn't need it. I think the Raw one was a little bit more undefined, where it kind of needed the storyline of the Rumble winner in there. I don't think Roman is a storyline within itself. You don't
Yeah.
need to have the Rumble winner also in it. So in hindsight, I can see that. Even though, like I said, I will still stick by Daniel Bryan was my pick, but I
Hey,
see
good.
where that was going.
Hey, good question here by Brazil Grant. Hey, what happened to Keith Lee?
Oh yeah, remember I mentioned that in our group chat, guys, because
Yes.
I think
Yes, yes.
Because Mia Yim came
That has
down with
COVID.
COVID, I think
Keith
he's a
Lee
close
out.
contact, so he would
Close
have to
contact.
be out.
Had to be out. Yep, I forgot
Wait,
about that. Yeah,
wait,
he had to be
wait.
out.
Hold on. Question. So do you think that Edge was slotted to number one due to the absence of Keith Lee, and he was supposed to win?
No, that was already well. That was here's the thing,
That was announced.
unexplainable things. But WWE yesterday originally announced Orton as number one and Edge as number two.
Yeah,
But it got switched tonight for some weird reason. I don't know. But
yeah,
it
it
got
got.
switched tonight. So
Yeah, they made that announcement yesterday afternoon. They was some of the spoilers or leaks that they did for FS1 and all that other stuff. They did that because they also announced Natalia being number 30 for the women's side as well yesterday.
yeah, well they had a match for that, and
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's I'm okay. I'm okay with Edge going wire to wire. I am, and it's not like Edge had a rest filled wire to wire. Nah, he was pretty active throughout the whole thing.
yeah, he was pretty active. Shout out to Darius who knows watch NXT. Damian Priest is a Triple H guy.
Oh
He is
yeah,
a
yeah,
he,
yeah, absolutely,
he is a Triple H
absolutely.
guy. So when you said it and when Keith was talking about Vince, I was more so like, yeah, he's more Triple H. When he won the title in NXT, it was all Triple H that loving Damian Priest. And I think you're starting to
Hmm.
see more Triple H guys come onto the main roster, him having more involvement on the main roster. But if you look at the roster, you're starting to see more of Triple H type wrestlers on the roster than Vince's. Vince still has a hand in it. Some of his guys. Look at how Braun Strowman was kind of played tonight. Even at number 30, he didn't get much of a shine as he did in the past. The bigger guys, Kane was a good nostalgic type of person to come in. For 18 years in the Royal Rumble, that was good. But a lot of the younger, smaller guys got a lot of shine tonight in the Rumble.
Yeah,
And,
it's a small stat that Gilo would like that I just saw. Edge is the first Hall of Famer to win the Royal Rumble.
yeah. So
Like
see,
an active Hall of Famer. Like, I know obviously other Hall of Famers have won it, but they weren't Hall of Famers at the time. So
hey,
Edge
yeah,
is the first active Hall of Famer to actually win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, yes, I am a stat guy. So Bianca Belair, I wasn't gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it. She is the first African American woman to win the Royal Rumble. And
Okay.
first four.
Oh no, I mean you should say it. You should say it because
Yeah, she
technically
is.
we're like
first
40 minutes away.
Yeah, and first full African American person to win a Rumble. Period. If you're not counting The Rock, who's half going. So it is what it is. Hey, Black History Month starts in about 40 minutes. So she'll be a question. She'll be a question down the line. Years later. But no, that was a great moment. I know my young daughter was happy to see.
Obviously she was my pick, so of course I'm happy for it.
Yeah, my young daughter was
Of
happy to see
course.
Bianca Belair win the Royal Rumble. It was great to see. It was a good moment. And everything that's going on in the world and society, but it was great to see there. Let's get on the last man standing match. Your thoughts on that match?
I
I
thought it was well
really
done.
like that match. Can I say something?
Yeah.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
went in with low expectations and left extremely happy. Even though they had the slight handcuff botch, that was one of the most. That's like my top last man standing match like that I saw. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, that match. Yeah, I like that match, man. That match was a good match. Like I said, the handcuff situation. I'm thinking, like, man, at this point, if Paul Heyman can't get this key, why don't you just go ahead and bring some bolt cutters or something out to get Roman out? Because smart on Roman's part to even to get to his feet to try to save face in the match.
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Was that not only smart first of all by the directors and the camera crew because they took the camera off of the referee counting, and like you just mentioned, they had Roman get to a squat to pretty much save face, just in case they were like he couldn't get to his feet. Technically, he was on his feet in the squatting position, so they did something. They tried.
Yeah, they tried, man. Next time they come out, with some bolt cutters instead of that little flimsy key that we used to play with. But it was good. I like the use of the handcuffs. I love Kevin Owens. I just want to see where Kevin Owens go from here. You can't do any more him and Roman. It was done. Last man standing match should be the end. Wizard, where does Kevin Owens go from here?
I think at this point, whatever gimmick ladder match or whatever for whatever secondary championship, I think that's where he goes. I can't see. I mean, we've obviously got 2 or 3 months pretty much to build to Mania. I just don't see anybody else. I mean, you've already done him and Seth. I don't know. I don't know who else is left on SmackDown.
He goes home
for him to deal with. You said what?
Send him home. He goes home. Send him home. Let him relax. Let him recuperate, and then bring him back after Mania.
I can see that, but
yeah,
if I recall, he wasn't in a big role at Mania last year.
No, he fought Seth Rollins last year. Now he had a high profile match last year.
Yeah, but it wasn't much.
Saying there was build to that. There was. There was quite a couple of months build, but it's just the pandemic hit last year. It kind of wipes the memory sometimes of things.
Yeah.
But him and Seth Rollins was pretty high profile last year for Mania.
Yeah, it was coming out. You forgot. I did forget about that.
Because remember, Seth was going into. I mean, he was going into WrestleMania virtually undefeated, other than the Orton loss from 31 before he cashed in Money in the Bank. He was pretty much undefeated at WrestleMania. So, I mean, it was kind of a big deal for that. So, I mean,
yeah, Darius thinks he
ended up a good enough match.
Darius thinks he ended up as a trainer. He's not mad at the deal with the company.
Yeah, I mean, but we're years away from that though. That's the only thing. We're not even close to KO being done.
I think he gets.
No,
so I think he gets another title run, but it comes off of Roman, and I think whoever takes it off of Roman, KO probably be next in line to get it. Or if Daniel Bryan beats Roman at WrestleMania, then you can see KO and Daniel Bryan.
Here's the thing. Here's my thing about that is that with Roman, as weird as it sounds, but hear me out, I feel like they're kind of biding time to see when they can get fans back with Roman. That's why I don't see Roman losing the belt anytime soon. I don't think they want Roman losing it in front of a non-crowd. I think they are okay enough to let Roman hold on to it until there's a crowd, which could possibly be the summertime. That's where I think their next bar is, honestly, with Roman. I think it's not WrestleMania. I think it's SummerSlam. If there can be fans at SummerSlam, that's when you see Roman move into a high-profile enough thing that he may lose the belt. I don't see him losing it at Mania. I know there will be fans at Mania, but I just think Roman's too hot right now, and I don't think Daniel Bryan. I would love for Daniel Bryan to win it. I don't think Daniel Bryan beats Roman.
Me neither. I don't think how many WrestleMania moments can you get? How many? Daniel Bryan already has a multitude of WrestleMania moments.
Not. I wouldn't say a multitude, but he's got the biggest one.
No, he's got the
decade.
he's got, and you can't.
He's got the biggest one of the last decade. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't eclipse that. I say let Sleeping Dogs lie. Extend this out, like you said, summertime. There will be fans, and then you just roll with the punches with that. But I just want to check in and check out, fellas. I got to get ready to get out of here. But on Thursday when we do the show, I'll be up and running in a more less beautiful, elaborate background.
You'll be safe, brother, while you're out there.
Enjoy it, man.
All right, we'll do it. Shout out to all the callers and the people chiming in. We like that, and we're going to do this more often.
Yep.
Perfect.
Peace.
All right, peace.
Right.
Yeah, because I see Daniel Bryan being able to play a big role. I see Kevin Owens having a semi-role on SmackDown. I'd be interested to see where Seth Rollins go back to. Is he going back to SmackDown? And when he comes back,
yeah. I mean, I mean, granted, we've seen Stranger Things, but I just don't see them ignoring logic that much that he just all of a sudden appears on Raw, unless they do some kind of phantom trade or something.
Right. So we get Seth Rollins back on SmackDown. You have a pool of wrestlers. SmackDown roster is pretty deep right now. Raw roster is pretty deep. Also, what was interesting in Rumble tonight, we saw Omos get involved a lot with AJ Styles. I think they're getting close to putting him in the ring. He's getting there where he's getting real close to being put in the ring, and I think that's a good thing for him because again, it gives Vince another big guy on Raw to deal with. One thing we talked about the pre-show, we saw that Charlotte Flair and Asuka loses the tag team titles.
Yeah.
To Nia Jax.
Good way to get it off of them and save them face.
Yeah, definitely a good way, and to keep the feud going with Lacey Evans.
Which see, if they do long-term booking with that does have the wheels to go to WrestleMania. I think so.
It does.
It probably won't make it there though, but I think it has the wheels to get to WrestleMania. I really do.
Yeah. It'd be the best thing to happen for Lacey Evans since she's been in the company to be with.
Because that's somebody else they high on too. G, they like her a lot too. So
they do. I like Lacey Evans. I like Lacey Evans when she first came in. I think the gimmick is good. I think she's one of the ones we talk about the guys all the time. We really don't talk about the women. I think she suffered from the fact that there's not fans because her storyline was going well at the time. With SmackDown,
it was.
Before the pandemic hit, she was doing well there.
Yeah.
So I think Lacey Evans was good. We saw the return of Naomi tonight, which is good.
Yeah, and, we saw her, but my thing is, are we going to see more of her? That's my thing, is because I just feel like she was in the Rumble for the one-off, and then we don't see her for a little while again. I really don't think so.
Because the husband out. I know you always say that she goes as the Usos go. She goes as Usos go. We did see a good moment with her and Bianca Belair. The almost get eliminated type moment where Naomi ended up on her back, feet still in the air. She uses Bianca's hair to come back into the ring. So it was a good moment there. So it was good to see Naomi there. It was also, like I said, it was good there to have that moment. Her fan base is huge and it's big, and it's good to see. They wanted to really see her back in the ring. So it was a good moment. A good moment there. I don't know where they go with Nia Jax, and Lana returned as well too. So she finally got to come up back on Nia Jax.
That was cool to integrate that back in. Yeah, that was pretty cool. And you
So
know what? What's funny is I mentioned this to a couple of friends of mine. I was saying Nia and Shayna getting the belts back is pretty much the transition to get it onto somebody else at Mania. Whether it's Mandy and Dana, or Lana and somebody, or or an NXT team perhaps, or so. But that I think that's the other reason that move was made.
yeah, but there's also rumors out there too that you read it there. The Bella Twins may want to come back and try to get the tag title.
Yeah, yep.
And what better way to get it off of Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler at a WrestleMania if you get the Bella Twins to
Yeah.
win the title? That's another option there. It's
Mm-hmm.
good. And then you got Asuka right now, who, if Bianca Belair chooses, let's say Sasha Banks, as everybody thinks she's going to pick Sasha Banks, where does Asuka go? Or who challenges Asuka at WrestleMania? Who they build up there?
I guess the Elimination Chamber will determine that, like it did
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking about what 6 women do you put in the Elimination Chamber? You got to put Charlotte. We say Charlotte.
Charlotte, Lacey, Shayna. I don't know. I got to think about that. Charlotte, Lacey, Shayna.
Do you throw Peyton Royce in there?
She on Raw still? Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Natalia, Dana Brooke.
Yeah, but maybe Mandy, Dana. I mean, because I think it would be for Raw.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see who Asuka challenges, because to me, in my eyes, the only challenge she has right now is Charlotte Flair, but Charlotte Flair is dealing with Lacey Evans. So Asuka will be floating around with her title, and she doesn't have anybody. She doesn't. To me, she doesn't have
unless they do Rhea. If Rhea's on Raw, if they do that.
Yeah, if they bring Rhea on Raw, then you get Rhea Ripley and Asuka. That would be a good match. I think that would be decent. It'd be a good build up for WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. Even though I think they may have been starting the siege for something with Alexa and Rhea, because she eliminated Alexa. So
yes, and that was sweet there that Alexa Bliss didn't get a chance to get to her dark side. I wondered how they were going to do that too. I'm like, man, how can you pull this production off with everybody in the ring in this event with her going to the dark side, which is good. Hey, she's doing some of the best work. I don't care what anybody says. Alexa Bliss is still a star. She's doing some good work.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's doing some great work at the championship with the whole Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton situation, which has not been resolved yet. So I think you mentioned it a few minutes ago. How does a Fiend get involved in this whole Randy Orton situation?
You don't have to involve him. You gotta have some continuity, so you gotta involve him.
Yeah, you gotta put him in. You gotta put him in there. But all in all, I thought the pay-per-view was good. I mean, what rating would you give it out of 5 stars?
I would give it 5. I have no complaints about it. I would give it 5.
I have no complaint. I think the timing was good on it. I think the matches was good. I think the way they placed the matches were good on there. Love the surprises in the women's rumble. Of course, we had to fill it in. Men's surprise that I enjoyed was the Hurricane. I always liked Hurricane, so I'm just a Hurricane mark. Right. Even with the spot with the double choke slam on Bobby Lashley and Big E, thought was funny. And they also made Bobby Lashley look good. Bobby Lashley is legit. I think if Edge chooses Roman, I wouldn't mind seeing Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre. If that happens. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'd love to see Bobby Lashley somewhere. Of course, we'll get Bobby Lashley in the Elimination Chamber, but I would love to see Bobby Lashley get a shot.
Right.
I'd like to see Bobby Lashley get a shot at Drew McIntyre somewhere down the line. I think the Hurt Business is good for business. Of course, we'll see the way they're going Cedric Alexander now. The tag team titles are probably gone.
Probably so.
Probably gone. So I think we'll see how Xavier Wood and Mustafa Ali continue their feud. This reminded me a little bit of back in, I won't hate to bring up the Attitude Era, but back in the Attitude Era where you started to see a lot of potential matches based off the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
because you get a lot of the feuds. You didn't have that because the roster is so deep now, and which is great because people are coming back, people are not getting sick. The roster is deep, so you can see a lot of feuds panning and shaping themselves out here in the near future. And I think wrestling is picking that WWE wrestling is picking the ball back up, and the momentum is coming as we head into the road to WrestleMania.
Right. Absolutely.
I see that. Hey, man, let's get out of here. Hey, once again, Wizard, always a pleasure. Give me your closing thoughts before we roll out.
I mean, it's road to WrestleMania, so keep your mind open and let things develop. See where we go.
Definitely, man. The road to WrestleMania is down the road. We're on the road to WrestleMania. We're heading that way. WrestleMania will be in Tampa again this year. Make sure you check us out every Thursday night here on Facebook, here on YouTube. Check the podcast out, WME Podcast on iTunes, Google Play. Hey, check us out. We always enjoy checking wrestling. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of our reviews when it comes up. Wizard, take us home.
Hey, if you're not confirmed, consider yourself denied.
In the story, ladies and gentlemen, good night.